Greetings to all who wish to be greeted. I'm Dahlia Doll, and this is Scholastic IQ, the game show where knowledge rules. I am joined today by my lovely contestants from Centralia and Metro East Lutheran, who, if you look at them, are wearing red and green, which means it's the High Q Christmas special. Just kidding, this is airing in January. If all goes well. We're filming this month in advance. So, players, you are both returning the winners of your respective episodes, so you should already know the rules. However, this may be a viewer's first episode, so I'm going to explain them anyway. We're going to start with toss-up questions, in which I will ask a question, and it will be up to either team to buzz in and answer. If you interrupt me, the other team will automatically get 5 points if you are wrong, and they will get to steal. If you're incorrect, the other team gets to steal. However, if you get it correct, you get the choice to answer a bonus question. Isn't that amazing? So, without further ado, if you are both ready, of course, let's begin. What film character pretends to be Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, and rides in Cameron's dad Ferrari while taking a...
Ferris Bueller.
That is correct, Peter. I was going to be so hurt if you got that wrong. You get to answer the bonus question now. What California landmark, which was built on Mount Lee to advertise a real estate development in the 1920s, once included the word land?
Hollywood.
That is correct, Dalton. That is correct. The Hollywood sign. That is correct. We're going to go for the next toss-up question. What poet of Ode on the Death of a Favorite Cat?
Gray.
That is correct.
I was studying that on the way.
You get to answer the bonus question now. What unit of mass named for an English chemist equals 1/12 of the mass of an atom of carbon-12?
It's a Dalton, right? Is it a Dalton? I think it's a Dalton. I think it is. Is it a Dalton?
That is correct.
I can't believe I'm a mass unit. I didn't even know.
Good on you, Dalton. If you had gotten that wrong, would have been bad. What city, which was ruled by the 30 tyrants after losing a war, was the site of a funeral oration given by Pericles during...
Athens.
That is correct, Dean. You just love interrupting me, don't you? Well, you get to do the bonus question now. What German term, whose name translates to joining, refers to the 1938 annexation of Austria by Nazi Germany?
Anstoss.
Say that again?
Anstoss.
Yeah. I'll give that to you. Words, foreign words are difficult to pronounce. What quantity, which is 3/2 R for an ideal gas and 4.184 joules for water, is the heat needed to raise 1 gram of Dean?
Specific heat.
That is correct. You get to answer the bonus question now. What author of the alternative history novel The Man in the High Castle wrote Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which inspired Blade Runner?
No clue.
It starts mix up. It's not. The Blade Runner guy. He wrote. It inspired Blade Runner.
You are out of time, Centralia. Would you like to steal?
Is it Miller?
That is incorrect. We were looking for Philip Dick. Philip Dick. What white material which Phidias, there we go, used along with gold to create the statue of Zeus at Olympus?
Marble.
Say again?
Marble.
That is incorrect. Metro East Lutheran, would you like to steal?
Yes.
Would you like the full answer?
Yes.
The full question. I can't give you the answer. What white material, which Phidias used along with gold to create the statue of Zeus at Olympia, is sourced from hippopotamus and elephant?
Ivory.
That is correct. Ivory. You get to answer the bonus question now. What two-word phrase for an embarrassing social remark comes from the French term for misstep?
Faux pas.
That is correct, Dalton. You have certainly not had a faux pas tonight. You now get to answer a media question. If you turn your attention to the television screen, you will see a photograph and you will have to answer a question about it. In this Nickelodeon original sitcom, 11-year-old Lincoln Loud must... Dalton.
The Loud House.
That is correct, and it's not even up yet.
I actually did.
It's not even up yet.
I know my niche cartoons.
These folks are so... It was on Nickelodeon. Not that niche.
Yeah.
What war, which is the subject of James Mickenser's novel The Bridges at Tokari, included the Battle of Incheon and was fought on an Asian peninsula? Peter.
Korean War.
That is correct. Bonus question. In what Alabama city did police brutally attack protesters on Edmund Pettus Bridge on Bloody Sunday,
Yeah, that's
1965?
Selma.
Correct.
Yeah.
What devices whose function is described by the Shockley equation are designed to conduct current in one direction and have a light-emitting type? Eric.
Diode.
That is correct. What kind of crescent-shaped lake is left behind when
Oxbow.
a river's meander is cut off?
Oxbow.
That is correct. What king was killed by Charles Henry Sanson? After being convicted of treason by the National Convention in 1792 during the French Dean.
Louis the 16th.
That is correct. In February 2021, the Biden administration said it planned to remove the U.S.'s terrorist designation for what anti-Saudi Yemeni rebel group?
Is that Hezbollah?
No,
Is
that's
it-
the
Oh, is it?
it's like an A, I think.
No, it's the other H one. It's.
I don't remember. I thought it started with an A. I don't know.
No answer.
That is incorrect. Centralia. Would you
Better
like to
defer to
give
Carter.
an answer?
The Houthi. It's
That is correct. That is correct. The Houthi. They usually give me a pronunciation like next to the answer. They didn't give it to me.
fairly certain it's the ones in Yemen that are shooting the British.
So, but that is correct. That is correct, Centralia. What religious founder sat in a spot now marked by the Vajrasana or diamond thorn under the Bodhi tree?
The Buddha.
That is correct. What last English king of the House of Wessex, who died in 1066, received his epithet because he lived a saintly life but did not die as a martyr?
That's actually not how it's spelled.
I'm gonna defer to Carter.
Edward the Pious.
That is incorrect. Sorry, Metro East.
Alfred.
That is also incorrect. Centralia, you had Edward, but he was confessor.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, Carter.
No.
It's all right. It's just a TV show. What author of the novels Agnes Grey and the Dean?
And Bronte.
Yeah. That's probably how that's pronounced. What type of object obscures the face of the subject in René Magritte's
An
painting
apple.
The Son of Man?
Yeah, it's an apple. Yeah, an apple.
Apple.
A green
That is
apple
correct.
specifically.
A green apple at that. Media question, please. Turn your attention to the television set. This Australian-born actor is best known for playing Thor. Jeremiah.
Chris Hemsworth.
You know, I knew you were going to get that the second I said Thor. That's correct. Another toss-up. What project facilitated by the 1986 Treaty of Canterbury and completed in 1994 connects Kent with France by going under the Strait of Dover? Eric.
The English Channel.
Is incorrect. Centralia, would you like to steal?
The Channel Tunnel.
That is correct. The Channel Tunnel or Chunnel. We all love a good ship name here. You get to answer the bonus question now. What English author who wrote about a prince of Abyssinia in the allegorical story Rasselas was the subject of a 1791 biography by James Boswell?
Oh,
Louis the 14th.
That is incorrect.
Johnson.
Therese Lutheran, would you like to steal?
Johnson.
Yes, Samuel Johnson. That is correct.
I had the wrong Johnson.
So now, players, you better get under shelter, get close to the ground, because it is time for the ultra terrifying lightning round. You will get the option between multiple categories. There it is. You will get the option between multiple categories, and you will have 60 seconds to answer each question. All right. Now, Metro East Lutheran, because you are ahead, you do not get to choose first. Instead, Centralia gets to choose first. So your categories are children's lit from the British Isles, that's literature. What sup? Give these words that start with consecutive letters SUP is what that means. Ends in X. And the letter B.
I think it is
I remember when we did the letter G. That was so fun.
We're gonna go with the letter B.
Letter B. All right, Centralia. And you can't spell Centralia without. Well, I guess you do. The letter B. You will have 60 seconds, and that begins in 3, 2, 1. The colloquialism BFF.
Best friend forever.
That is correct. The sandwich BLT.
Bacon.
That is correct. Literary identifier ISBN.
Pass.
Book.
Yeah, well, book is correct, so I'll give that to you. The television channel NBC.
Broadcasting.
Correct. The oil company BP.
Pass.
The date specifications BC and BCE.
Before.
Correct. The long-range weapon ICBM.
Ballistic.
Correct. The postgraduate degree MBA.
Bachelor's.
That is incorrect. The baseball stat RBI.
Batted.
Correct. The investigative agency NTSB.
Bureau.
That is incorrect. The oil company. You are out of time. So your incorrect answers were the oil company BP British, the postgraduate degree MBA is business, and the investigative agency NTSB stands for board. Board. Metro East Lutheran, it's up to you. You get to choose children's lit from the British Isles, what sup, and ends in X.
We're gonna do what's up.
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Evening meal.
Supper.
Correct. Amount of something available.
Supply.
Correct. Highest court in the U.S.
Supreme.
Correct. Extra or unnecessary.
Surplus.
That's
That-
not right.
Say that. That is incorrect.
Yeah,
To ask for something humbly, especially of God.
Supplication.
That is correct. The highest degree of comparison, such as brightest.
Pass.
Soft and pliant.
Supple.
Correct. Lying down on one's back.
Supine.
Correct. Capable of exceeding Mach 1.
Supersonic.
Correct. To take the place of something as an indictment.
Superimpose.
Is incorrect. Let's see here. So yeah, you didn't pass on it, did you? There's
One or two, but
well, you're out of time anyway. Sorry about that. But okay, so to ask for something humbly, especially of God, is supplicate. No, you got that right.
Yeah, we got
The highest degree of comparison, such as brightest, is superlative. Soft and pliant is supple. Lying down on one's back is supine.
We got
And
that
to
one.
take place of something as in an indictment is supersede.
Okay.
Yeah.
Supersede.
Should have had that.
Back to the toss-up questions for players. What state, which is home to the resort of Kennebunkport, includes Acadia National Park?
Maine.
That is correct. You get to answer the bonus question now, Centralia. In what European country's mythology do the dead cross a river to get to Tuonela, the land of the dead? As told in text, the Kalevala. It's a fun one to say.
Polish.
That is incorrect.
Finland.
That is correct. We didn't even get time to light you up. That is correct. Finland. Let me figure out my papers here. What author who wrote the story The Open Boat wrote about
Crane.
Sorry, say that again?
Crane.
That is correct. In the 16th through 18th centuries, French Canadian laborers called coureur du bois and voyageurs made a living in what industry?
The fur trade.
That is correct. Pencil and paper ready. It's a math question now. What is the perimeter of a regular dodecagon whose sides each have a length of 4? Give Dean.
48.
That is correct. What coefficient ranges from -1 to +1 measures the strength of a linear relationship between two variables and is denoted R, lowercase r?
Like line of best fit, but what's it actually called? Regression. Regression.
Can someone buzz in?
Oh.
Regression?
That is incorrect. Centralia, would you like to steal?
No, we would not.
Okay, it was correlation or the correlation coefficient. That's a fun tongue twister. In 2023, what policy, which had been upheld in Grutter v. Bollinger, was gutted by the Supreme Court in cases about admissions to UNC and Harvard? Dean.
Affirmative action?
Correct, or should I say affirmative? Bonus, the 1982 song Ebony and Ivory was a collaboration between Paul McCartney and what blind singer whose own hits include Superstition?
Stevie Wonder, yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
That is correct. Wonder. Media question, please turn your attention to the television set. Directed by Tom McGrath, this 2010 animated sci-fi...
Megamind.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. It's on here, but I felt the need to look there. What color appears in the title of a novel about Jack Gladney by Don?
White.
That is correct. We've also accepted White Noise or White Fang. What author of the novel The Bonfire of the Vanities depicted the so-called merry pranksters in his 1968 book, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test?
Tom Wolfe.
That is correct. What decade during which the Wagner Act established the right to unionize featured the formation of the WPA and CCC as part of the New Deal? Dean.
1930s?
Correct. Pencil and paper ready. It's a math question, y'all.
1930s.
What is the cost of a single pen if someone using a $5 bill can buy 3 pens and receive 80 cents in change? This is a bonus question, so Metro East gets it first.
Sure.
$1.40.
That is correct.
I didn't hear the questions.
What property possessed by bonds with small non-zero differences in electronegativity is an unequal sharing of electrons as seen in water? Dean.
Polar?
That is correct. You get to answer the bonus question. In 1898, the USS Maine sank in the harbor of what city, contributing to the outbreak of the Spanish-American War?
Yeah, right.
Havana.
That is correct. We have also accepted Havana Harbor. In what country where Mount Merapi erupted in 2023 did a 2024 landslide kill at least 14 people in Sulawesi? Peter.
India.
It's incorrect. Centralia, would you like to hear the full question?
Yes, please.
In what country where Mount Merapi erupted in 2023 did a 2024 landslide kill at least 14 people in Sulawesi, an island northeast of Java?
Indonesia.
That is correct. get a full 15 points, because, or no, 10. It's been a long day. In 2024, the widespread theft of what metal led Los Angeles to put some statues in storage and caused major streetlight outages?
Copper.
That is correct. What city is home to the Sankore Mosque? What city is home to the Sankore Mosque, was a major trading center of the Mali Empire, and has a name that refers to any remote, exotic.
Timbuktu.
Correct. What force is proportional to velocity by Stokes' law and is balanced by gravity when an object falls at terminal velocity?
Like drag.
Yeah.
I think air resistance.
Air resistance.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Media question, please turn your attention to the television screen. This British actress and model is recognized as the telepath 11 from The Dalton.
Millie Bobby Brown.
That is correct. That is correct. We love her. I love her. In what Olympic event whose world record holders include Sergei Bubka and Mondo Duplantis, do athletes use a long fiberglass rod to jump?
Pole vault.
That is correct. What Utah senator whose father George was a governor of Michigan was himself a governor of Massachusetts and ran for president in 2012?
12.
Is that
Is
Mitt
that?
Romney?
Yeah, I think so.
Mitt Romney.
That is correct. Mitt Romney. What type of number has an odd number of positive factors, outputs, and integer when taken to the power of 1/2 and includes 16 and 25? Dean.
A perfect square.
That is correct. What country musician released the 2023 album One Thing at a Time, which included the chart-topping single Last Night?
Morgan Wallen? Is that his name?
Morgan Wallen.
That is correct. What language is the original language of the opera William Tell as well? Dean.
Italian.
That is incorrect. 5 points to Centralia. Would you like to steal?
Sure.
Would you like the full question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
What language is the original language of the opera William Tell, as well as the language of Samson and Delilah by composer Camille Saint-Saëns? Saint-Saëns? Carter.
French.
That is correct. You get to answer the bonus question. What kind of place is translated in Spanish as playa and in French as plax? Plax. P-L-A-G-E.
It's the beach.
That is correct.
French or Spanish.
I know a little Spanish. I don't know French. What religion's hymns and gaitas are credited to its namesake founder, who is described as the good god Ahura Dean.
Zoroastrianism.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for interrupting me. I was struggling with that name. Bonus question. Quantum gravity aims to unify quantum physics with what mainstream theory of space-time and gravitation?
Is that general relativity?
I think so.
General relativity.
Correct.
Yeah.
Pizza's
Sorry, I'm a little jumpy, and that means my pizza's here, so the episode is over. Centralia, you received a whole 190 points. Unfortunately, you do not beat Metro East Lutheran, who are our winners, with 635 points. I have been your host, Dahlia Dahl, having a wonderful time here at Scholastic High Q, and I bid you adieu.